morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, the event that is going on, the Gold Rush, is in full swing. In fact, it's only a week left of this event. What tank should you go for? Of course, there is two tanks that you can get for free in this event. You could either get the M41D or you could get the WZ1122. Now, logically, you would go for the WZ1122 because it is a tier higher. Of course, it's going to be much harder in getting the WZ. Is it worth going for the WZ over the M41D? Now, to be honest, it all depends on your playstyle. Really depends on your playstyle. If you're not good with tanks with no armor, then of course going for the M41D is probably not the right option for you. But going for the WZ, it's got strong armor. It's a good tank. It really is a good tank, and it's one of the only tier 8 heavy. You know, there's hundreds out there. The tier 8 heavy tanks with armor, the ISs. You know, they're all the same. They're pretty much all the same. But the WZ, it just feels different. It just feels different. It's more fun to play, and I think it is a lot more stronger. Now, I actually prefer the WZ over the Object 252U. Now, could be stupid, you might not agree, but that's just my personal preference. But what tank would I go for? Now, I have both tanks of the I own both tanks, so if I didn't have both tanks but I'd played them, what tank would I prefer? Now, honestly speaking, I would go for this M41D, and that's because it's a great tank. It is a fantastic tank, and it's just more fun to play. Now, it is a Bulldog. Of course, it's a Bulldog, and all these Bulldogs are quite fun. You know, they've got a good DPM, they've got a quick rate of fire, and of course, they have a lot of speed. And that all goes to making the tank fun to play, and it is fun to play, and I absolutely love playing this tank. As for the WZ, even though it is one of my favorite heavy-ish, out of all the Russians, Chineses and stuff like that, it probably is one of my favorites. If you hear the cards go past, I do apologize. But I still don't play it as much. I still don't play it as much. To be honest, I can't even remember, except for making this video, I can't even remember the last time I actually played that tank. Probably in a tier 8 tournament. It is good for tier 8 tournaments, I do admit that. It is super strong. But I prefer the M41D. It's just more fun. It is more fun. But of course, if you look at the event, if you play a lot, if you're playing a lot and you do have the option to get both tanks, of course, logically speaking, the WZ, it should be the one you go for, because it is a tier 8, where this is only a tier 7. But that's just totally up to you, what tank you want to buy. If you're not good with tanks like the Bulldog, then of course going for the Bulldog is probably not an option. I would just wait. Until sort of still got over 7 days. You've still got around 7 days of the event. If you get enough to get the Bulldog, just keep going. If you do then end up getting enough of what you need to get the WZ, and then you can make that option. So of course, a lot of people might not even be able to get the WZ, and they got no choice to go for the Bulldog. But if you do have that option, then just look at both tanks, and is the Jade going to be the tank for you? You don't know. Are you good? Are you good with light tanks, or are you good with heavies? And of course, if you're good with heavies, go for this tank here, because this is still a fantastic tank. It's still got a very strong armor profile, and honestly, it is a very good tank for tier 8 tournaments. Very good tank for tier 8 tournaments. It's got a strong turret. The upper plate is very strong. The gun is okay. You know, the gun's not too much different to all the other Russian heavies, tier 8 Russian heavies, but it just feels better for me. It just feels better. I do like these kind of events. Of course, these kind of events, people don't give Wargaming enough credit. They always are paid to win, blah, blah, blah. And it's, you know, you're able to get these tanks for free, absolutely free. You haven't got to pay a single penny for these tanks. And people forget that. People forget that. I mean, Droodles has done a video about it before, and fair play to Droodles. I don't agree with everything Droodles says, but at this point, he was sticking up for Wargaming and going through all of the tanks that Wargaming has actually given away for free without having to spend a single penny. Now, these events are getting much better, because Wargaming did used to do events, but you used to never be able to get the tank for free. It was always like the events were not there to get the tank for free. They was always there to get the tank for a big discount. And that's what people kind of forgot, that they kind of moaned even, or they kind of complained even when the events were going on, like, oh, you still got to pay money. Well, of course, because the event's not there to get the tank for free. It's there to get a big chunk off the tank. But nowadays, we've seen it so often now that most events that are coming into the game, you can actually get the tank for free. Whether you'll be able to get both of these tanks, I mean, some people, if you play a lot and you're getting these aces and stuff like that, then it's quite possible to get these tanks for free. Of course, it's possible to get these tanks for free. But, you know, if you're only going for one, then stick to what you're good at. Don't just go for the tier 8 because it's a tier higher. You might not be good at these Russian heavy type of tanks. And likewise for the Bulldog. If you're not good, then just keep playing. And if you don't have time to get the WZ at the end of the event, then yeah, of course, get the Bulldog. But for me personally, I prefer the Bulldog over the WZ because it's just more fun. It's just more fun to play. But, you know, it's totally up to you. It's totally up to you what you buy. Of course, you need a lot more. You need what I still need 14,600 of the currency. Well, I still need 5, that's gold. I still need 584 of the currency for the WZ, but I only need 234. So I need double as much. But it doesn't bother me at all, because I already own both tanks, so I'm not even trying to get these tanks. But if it was me, like I said, go for what you're good at. If you're not good at lights, then try to get the heavy. And at the end of the event, if you can't, then of course you have to go for the light. But both tanks are very, very good. So well done, Wargaming, for actually putting 2 good tanks in this event. Let me know what tank you've gone for. Let me know if you like both tanks. And let me know what you think of the event. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With